When I was a kid, like, 7, 8, 9, I don't know, I would have these sexual fantasies. And they always involved a girl that I had a crush on in school. And she was being like tormented or tortured by bad people. And often these involved like excrement. And I should be like covered in excrement or forced to eat excrement. And I would come along and I would save her from them. And I would kind of like wash the excrement off of her. And then she'd be really grateful and she would like kiss me and hug me and I'd be her savior. And that was my sexual fantasy. And I don't know where this came from, this fantasy. My father told me that when I was a kid, my mother uh, was kind of had a aversion to changing diapers. And, all I could think was, maybe I inherited her aversion or I felt it and I felt it towards me. And this was my way of somehow integrating the rejected excrement covered child for love and for affection through this kind of weird sexual projection. Um, but I also had this like other fantasy which had to do with like whipping. And, there were all these like Roman period dramas that would play on TV all the time. And in almost every one, there would be a scene where a woman would get whipped at one point. And, there would like be a scene where like some bad guy would like rip off her dress from behind and then we'd see her like naked back and then they would like whip her. And I don't know why, but I was obsessed with these scenes of whipping. And I would like turn the channels. I was channel surfed just looking for whipping scenes. And it seems hard to imagine now, but I would always find one. There was always a whipping scene on some channel, um, certainly on the weekends. And they don't show those films anymore. Like I haven't seen those since I was a kid, but they used to show these films with, women getting whipped all the time, naked, on TV. And this was my other sexual fantasy, but I would always like save them from the whipping. And somebody who was whipping them wasn't me, and I would come along and I would save them. But I really enjoyed the whipping part before the saving also.